Do you love breakdowns? Do you need stats? Do you crave insight? Download the AllStar app. UFC, Bellator, PFL 1 Championship, and more. Ad-free, fully customizable. Download the best app in the business. Link in descriptions. UFC 280 in Abu Dhabi.
Islam
Islam
versus
Makhachev.
Oliveira.
Yeah, Oliveira, right? Islam versus Oliveira. It's an incredible fight. Let's
Yeah.
talk about the grappling aspect of it. Islam, he's great on top. You know what I mean? He has great wrist control. He can ride anybody pretty much in the division. But then you got
He's
Oliveira,
big.
who's a jiu-jitsu guy. He can play off the back. Who do you see as like the favorite, as in the grappling aspect of the fight?
I'm leaning more towards Islam. I think his size will play a significant role in this. It's no secret Islam cuts a lot of weight. He's big for the lightweight division. And I just think that unless Oliveira catches him with something, maybe in a transition, maybe like as he's getting taken down, or maybe in a scramble, if Islam gets him flat on his back, it will be very difficult for Oliveira to maneuver him off of him and sweep him, will catch him with something like that. Because once he gets on top, I think his top pressure is something serious. I think he has some of the best top pressure, not only in the lightweight division, but in the whole UFC roster. So, again, I know there's going to be a lot of people out there saying, oh, blah, blah, blah. I'm not biased towards anybody, but if somebody's asking me, I'm going to go and lean towards Islam, even though I think Oliveira is very hot right now, with his streak, with what he's been doing and how he's been putting people away, not only submissions, but knockout power as well, which nobody gave him credit for. Nobody gave him credit with his hands or anything like that. They just thought he was a submission artist, which he really is, but he also has something in his hands to, kind of put Chandler the way he did away, to put Gaethje away the way he did. But I just, in my opinion, I just don't see Islam being finished.
What does Oliveira need to do in the fight to where he can stay away from Islam? Because Islam's gonna pressure him on the feet and then try to corner him into the fence and then do his thing, man. It's like
Right.
what he's gonna do, but no one can stop it.
Yeah, it's hard to stop. It's very difficult to stop. I think Oliveira needs to apply his pressure. He doesn't need to take away from his game, his offensive game, which means I think he needs to be smart with his pressure, but also, be ready for what Islam's going to bring. Know he's going to shoot and just be ready for the shot, or, force him to take a shot that he doesn't really want to take, which is hard to do. When you have somebody who is good of grappling, as good as a wrestler as Islam, it's easier said than done, because when you get out there, you realize, oh man, this guy's cutting me off. He's putting me against the cage. So he's got to put his offense together, but at the same time be very not hesitant, but be very aware of where he is with his cage control, and maybe make Islam force him to take a shot, force him to shoot a takedown that he doesn't necessarily need. And then again, even then, if he does get to your leg or if he does grab you, that's a whole different beast in itself. So you got to be ready for 25 minutes of a hard pace, because if you do get taken down, you got to be ready to get him off of you, get back to your feet, and then probably be ready to do that again, because, man, his top pressure is something. He just drains you, takes a lot out of you. But with that being said, Oliveira is a magician with some of the stuff he can do, man, from his back, from any position, and not only does he wrap you up, he wraps you up quick, and, he can put you to sleep fast. So if this is going to be one of those fights to where I think this is a fight that you don't really see that often. You got two styles, two very good wrestling versus very good grappling styles going at it, and it's going to be the beautiful thing though. It's in MMA, so when you add striking and etc., when you can put the hands in the mix, this is going to be something that I think the fans are going to be the winner of this. The fans are going to be the one that's going to have the treat.
Could we see Oliveira set a trap by initiating the wrestling, like him going
Yeah,
for a single leg?
absolutely. I wouldn't be surprised if you did see something like that. If you did see him uh, try to offensively wrestle, Islam to maybe throw him off or to maybe catch him with something that he has up his sleeve. That would be something that could happen as well. I'm sure their coaching staff that's something they've thought of, but definitely easier said than done, like I'd said. But yeah, who knows? Maybe Islam doesn't shoot the first round. You don't know. Maybe they both feel each other out, or maybe the ref blows the whistle and they go out there and they fucking just get it on. This is exciting. It's exciting because it's in Abu Dhabi. This is definitely a crowd based around Islam. This is a place that where they truly love Islam and his culture and his whole team out there. So Oliveira is coming into his town or his neck of the woods, which I'm sure Oliveira has no problem doing because he's done it before in the U.S. and he's ready to spoil their party. He's ready to spoil the homecoming for Islam, and Islam's ready to bring another title back to Dagestan, to the Caucasus.
Yeah, there's a lot of pressure on Islam, man. Like you just said,
Yeah,
that's his neck of the woods in front of
yeah,
his crowd, and he has to continue the legacy of Habib as well, and that's massive pressure. You got because they roll deep too. It's not like they have like a couple guys.
man,
They roll deep. They have
yeah,
like 50 dudes with them, right? You
yeah,
got 50 dudes telling you like you gotta win, right? That's a
yeah,
lot of pressure on somebody. But if someone could do it, it's Islam.
yeah, man. When you talk about like rolling deep or heavy, uh, when Dan fought out there, we went to check our weight at the weight cut room, which was open to the athletes. So it's open to everybody. It was the weight cut room. They had all the equipment in there, the ellipticals, the treadmills, the air down bikes, stuff like that. There was three of them. There was like three of the boys were sitting outside watching the entrance. Right, I had to like plead my way to get in there to check the weight, and then we opened the door up, and there was probably 18 more of the boys or the brothers sitting in there, and you open the door to check your weight, and they all just like stare at you, and you're like, that's when you realize, like, man, we're really in their neck of the woods. Like these boys, this is their party, and yeah, that whole crowd, that whole fan system, the lobby all that week in Abu Dhabi was just getting flooded with people from all over the Caucasus, Dagestan, Chechnya, all the boys from all over Russia were just flying in, and the energy that they brought, like they let you know they were there, and they let you know who were there. They were there to support as well. So, in the U.S., we have um, the fighters, in Australia, obviously New Zealand. It's about the boys. But when you go to that neck of the woods, Abu Dhabi, the UAE, they're there for them, and they let you know that when they walk around, there's a lot of them, man.